morning, dear students. I welcome you all to today's class. And today we are going to begin History Chapter 8, that is Civilizing the Native, Educating the Nation. So this is the Chapter 8 from your history part, which will be a part of your PT exam. Okay, students? Now, in this chapter, today we are going to take the first topic, that is how the British saw education. And the subtopic of this particular main topic is the tradition of Orientalism. Today, after the end of the class, you all will be able to explain the tradition of Orientalism. You will understand the concept of tradition of Orientalism, and you all will be able to discuss, you all will be able to explain the concept of tradition of Orientalism. Alright students, now next let's move on to the first topic of this chapter. So the first topic is the tradition of Orientalism, which comes under the main head, how the British saw education. So in 1783, William Jones, who is a British official or Britisher who came to India. So in 1783, William Jones arrived in Calcutta, and he was appointed as a junior judge in the Supreme Court. He, or you can say Jones, was a linguist. He was very much interested to learn new languages. So he was a linguist who had studied Greek, Latin at Oxford, and he also knew a bit of French, English, Arabic and Persian, and he wanted to know further a few new things and traditions of India as well. So at Calcutta, he learned the subtleties of Sanskrit language, grammar and poetry from Pandit. So he has also learned about the Sanskrit language, subtleties of Sanskrit language, grammar, and also he has learned poetry from the Pandit at Kolkata. Alright. Now you can see he was learning Persian also. That is a picture shown in the slide if you see. So he studied ancient Indian text on law, philosophy, religion, politics, morality, arithmetic, medicine and other sciences. So he was very much interested to know about different languages, and also he was interested to know about the ancient Indian texts, and he was also interested to know about explore about the Indian tradition, Indian culture. So he was much more interested in that. Okay. Now the tradition of Orientalism, which is again continuous topic. Henry Thomas, another person from a Britisher, Henry Thomas Colebrook and Nathaniel Hallett were also interested in the ancient Indian heritage. Along with Jones, these two persons from British were also interested to explore about the Indian culture, Indian heritage, to master the Indian languages. They wanted to master the Indian languages to know about the culture of the India. So they want to know about the ancient text of India. In fact, along with Jones, these two persons, that is Henry Thomas Colebrook and Nathaniel Hallett, is also interested in the ancient heritage of our country. They wanted to master the Indian languages, and they also wanted to translate Sanskrit and Persian into English. Means they wanted to learn those Sanskrit and Persian languages, and they wanted to translate it into English, their work into English. Now Jones along with them means Henry Thomas Colebrook and Nathaniel Hallett. So along with these two, William Jones, he set up the Asiatic Society of Bengal and started a journal called Asiatic Researchers. So he set up an Asiatic Society in Calcutta and in Bengal, and they started a new journal called as Asiatic Researcher along with Henry Thomas Colebrook and Nathaniel Hallett. Then the tradition of Orientalism, again Jones and Colebrook felt that the Indian civilization had attained its glory in the ancient past but had subsequently declined. So Jones and Colebrook felt that Indian civilization has attained its glory. It is glorious. The ancient past, or you can say the tradition and the heritage of India, it has attained its glory. It's glorious, but it had subsequently declined. But it has declined with the time. So to understand India better, it was necessary to discover the sacred and legal texts that were produced in the ancient period. So they wanted to explore about the Indian text, the sacred Indian text and legal text of India, or text in the sense it is the language or the different types of ancient writings. They wanted to know about that which were produced in the time of ancient time of India. Okay, so they wanted to explore about that. They wanted to understand those, to know about the more about the Indian culture and heritage. Then Jones and Colebrook went on discovering the ancient text which was written. The ancient text they wanted to explore. That's why they were discovering those, understanding their meaning, translating them and making their findings known to others, because it was in different languages, Persian and Sanskrit languages. So they were interested to understand the concept of this ancient text, and they wanted to translate it into the English language so that it is these findings can be known to everybody, everyone can understand. So this project will help Indians to rediscover their own heritage. Even Indian will also be able to rediscover their heritage, which was about the tradition and culture and heritage of our country, and understand the lost glories of the past, whatever the glorious text or culture or the tradition it was being attained during ancient time. Now the people of India, they will again rediscover all those works, all the heritage and culture of India, and they will know about the glorious past of their own country. Even the Indians also will be able to know about the past of our country after being translation or after being findings translating them into the English language. Then the company official felt that institutions should encourage the study of ancient Indian text and Sanskrit and Persian literature and poetry. So the company means the British, they wanted, British officials, they felt that all the institutions which are in India, they should encourage the study of ancient Indian text, and also the languages like Sanskrit, Persian literature, all the literature of works also should be known to each and everyone. It should be introduced in the institutions of the during the British time in India. Then Hindus and Muslims should learn what they were already familiar with and what they valued and treasured. So even the Hindus and Muslims also should know about their own religious books, like for India, Muslim we have the Quran, for Hindus they have the Gita. So they should know about the concept of those. They, whatever they already know, they should get familiar with that, and they should value their tradition and custom and culture and whatever has been treasured. Now in 1781 a madrasa was set up in Calcutta to promote the study of Arabic. Madrasa is the it is kind of school only where Arabic language is being taught. So in 1781 a madrasa was set up in Calcutta to promote the study of Arabic, Persian and Islamic law. So basically it is for madrasas has been set up educating or the language of Arabic, Persian and Islamic law that has been introduced to promote that. And a Hindu college was also set up. So for Muslim people, madrasa was set up mostly to know Arabic, Persian and Islamic law. And for a Hindu college was also set up to establish in Banaras in 1791 to encourage the study of ancient Sanskrit texts that would be useful for the administration of the country. So for madrasa was set up for to promote Arabic, Persian and Islamic law, and to promote the Sanskrit ancient text of Sanskrit which are in Sanskrit language, and also the literature of Sanskrit, they have also established one Hindu college in Banaras in 1791. Now you can see one monument to Warren Hastings by Richard West Macott in 1830, now in Victoria Memorial in Calcutta. This one is here. Here if you see this picture, this is a Pandit and this is a Munshi, and if you want to know about the picture, you have to read this, that this image represents how Orientalist thought of British power in India. You will notice that the majestic figure of Hastings, that is Warren Hastings, which is in the center. Warren Hastings, an enthusiastic supporter of Orientalist, is placed between the standing figure of Pandit on one side and a seated Munshi on the other side. Hastings and other Orientalists needed Indian scholars to teach them the vernacular languages which are common in India, and tell them about the local customs, laws, and help them to translate, interpret ancient text. Then Hastings took the initiative to set up the Calcutta Madrasa and believed that the ancient custom of the country and Oriental learning ought to be the basis for British rule in India. So this picture is showing a Pandit and Hastings in the center, and towards the right side it is Hastings or the other Orientalists, they are keeping in the center, and towards the left it is a Pandit standing, and towards the right it's a Munshi. So the British, they wanted to learn, or the Orientalists, they wanted to learn about the Indian culture, languages, and they want to know about the meaning of the ancient text. They wanted to learn it from the Pandit and Munshi, and so that they can translate it, that will be helpful for them to explore about India. Now, new words in this particular topic you have learned is Orientalism, Orientalist. Orientalism is the process when the Britishers, they wanted to spread the Indian culture. They wanted to learn it from the Indian Pandit and other people, and they want to spread that ancient heritage of our country within our country, and they wanted to translate it. That process is Orientalism, and those who all are involved in doing so are Orientalist. Linguist means who is vernacular, or who is interested to learn different languages. Heritage means the ancient heritage of our country, and Madrasa we already know where it is a educating institution where Persian, then Islamic law and Arabic has been taught. And the homework for today is, if you see the first question, do you think the idea of Orientalism relevant in present day context? Discuss. Do you think all the British officials supported the idea of Orientalism? If not, why? Who is a linguist? What do you mean by Madrasa? Who started the journal Asiatic Researcher? So, as the second question is said that, do you think all the British officials supported the idea of Orientalism? Orientalism is the spreading of the Indian culture only in India after learning it from the or learning the ancient text. A few British Orientalists, they wanted to spread the Indian culture after learning it and translate it, and they want to make it available for everyone. So do you think everyone have supported them? Actually not. There were some who also have not supported the idea of the Orientalist, because the idea of the Orientalist was to learn the ancient text and literature and heritage and culture of India, and they wanted to discover it, they wanted to explore it, and they wanted to translate it so that everybody can access to that, everybody can know about the Indian heritage. But this was not supported by a few British officials, because they thought that this will encourage the Indians, it will encourage the Indian heritage, Indian culture, not the British, because British wanted to get the full authority and they wanted to rule over the country. That's why they did not support this idea of the Orientalist. But actually, even the Orientalist or Orientalism, the process was started by a few Orientalists, like if you remember Jones, then Kohlberg, and then also other person. So they have started this, but the main reason behind them also is they wanted to explore, but besides that they wanted to gain the faith of the Indian, that they are doing something for India also. So they are doing it for the other reason also. It is some sort of a trick to get the support or get the support of the Indians. So But still there were some British officials who did not support the idea of Orientalist. Okay, so you have to read the paragraph, you have to read the entire points, and you have to answer this question. These questions will be sent in the Google Classroom. Okay students, so thank you for today. Hope you have understood the topic, and you all have to study it. You have to get the concept very clearly and to answer these questions. Thank you so much.